What's up, guys? Welcome back. So today this video is going to be doing predictions for games going on Saturday, March 9th. Got a lot of good games going on as it is the last Saturday of the regular season for most teams. Some teams already in their conference tournaments, some already having championships later on in the day. But before I get into my picks for Saturday, I'm going to do my recap like I always do. This is a recap from Thursday night. We saw Houston get a big win over SMU, took solo lead in the American Athletic Conference, 15-2. Cincinnati lost at UCF, so Houston has a one-game advantage on them, but they finished the season off playing in Cincinnati on Sunday. Going to be a great game. If Cincinnati can win, then they will tie with Houston atop the American Athletic Conference. So those are a couple takeaways from there. Another takeaway, Indiana beat an unranked team for the first time in a very long time, beat Illinois. Got a game against Rutgers on Saturday if they can win on that game and also possibly win one or two games in the Big Ten tournament. It looks as if they'll be in the tournament come Selection Sunday, so that's something to keep an eye on as well. Final takeaway coming from Wisconsin, Iowa. Iowa is struggling, playing poorly. Wisconsin senior night for Ethan Happ started every game of his career at Wisconsin. They won by 20. Wisconsin, a very good defensive team, held a good offensive team in Iowa to a low amount of points. So Wisconsin defense continues to impress, which could be big time come March, late in March when they need some stops down the stretch in a big time game. So those are my takeaways from Thursday night. I'm going to go ahead and get into my picks for today. First game I'm going to be talking about come from number 5, Tennessee, going up against Auburn. Tennessee favored by 3 in this one. Favored by 1, pardon me. Going up against a great Auburn team who's been playing great as of late. So this is going to be a tough one here for Tennessee, but I do like the way they're playing recently. Have been pounding the ball well down low, also shooting the ball well. Jordan Bone has been the key for them, though stepping up big for them. He's going to be the make or break for them. If he plays well, they're going to be a team that can make a run, so I do like them to get the win over Auburn and get at least a share of the SEC regular season title, depending on what Florida does. So, next game coming from number 14, Florida State at Wake Forest. Florida State favored by 11 in this one, coming off a big overtime win against Virginia Tech. Florida State's been playing some good basketball recently. For the last 5, 3 in a row. Had quite the winning streak before that loss to UNC, so I do like Florida State in this one. They've been really taking advantage of their big guys down low, Kevin Gelly. They also got another 7-footer in Kamaje, so I do like Florida State in that one. Next game we got coming from number 23, Villanova, going up against Seton Hall. Villanova has got back on track after their 3-game losing streak. Beat Marquette, beat Butler at home, go on the road to play a team in Seton Hall that just beat Marquette. I do like Villanova in this one, favored by 3. I think they're going to shoot the ball well. They're going to have to find a way to stop Miles Power of Seton Hall, though. If they can do that, the Wildcats will come out on top with a big win. Next game we got coming from Syracuse at Clemson. 2 defensive-oriented teams here. Clemson, one of the better teams defensively in the ACC. Syracuse, pretty much the same there with points allowed per game. But I do like Syracuse. Clemson's favored by 5. I think Clemson's actually going to win the game outright. They are too good offensively right now. I know they're coming off a loss against Virginia, one of the best teams in the country defensive-wise. So I do like Syracuse. Their offense has been looking a lot better. I think it's going to come out and have a big game against Clemson and get the win there and the upset as well. Next game we got coming from TCU, going up against Texas. Texas going up against a struggling Horned Frogs team. 4 of the last 5 have been losses, 3 in a row now. Granted, against good teams, but both are at home. TCU, I don't think they're going to be able to get it together against Texas, who is still without Kerwin Roach Their point guard leading scorer is suspended indefinitely. So I do like Texas in this one. Favored by 6. I think it's going to be a tight game. Going to be a very close game that's going to come down to the final few seconds, in my opinion. Next game we got coming from Florida, going up against number 6 Kentucky. Kentucky, they are favored by 10. Florida, a pretty good defensive team, one of the better ones in the SEC. I do like Kentucky in this one. They're going to have to do a good job on the boards, however. Florida struggles at times, but without Kentucky, or without Reed Travis for Kentucky, they have struggled a little bit to rebound, but I like them back at home. I think we'll see Keldon Johnson, Tyler Hero come to play. Ashton Hagen's really going to get in Kevon Allen's space there. I think he's going to limit them, so I do like Kentucky to win that one by double digits. Next game we got come from number 8 Texas Tech on the road against Iowa State. What's going on with Iowa State? Nobody really knows. They have struggled mightily recently. Lost 4 of their last 5. 5 of their last 7 actually. So it's worse than it looks. They have not been able to play well. Mario Shaq did not play in that loss at West Virginia. Texas Tech's defense is going to be too much without their leading scorer. So I do like Texas Tech and that clicking offense there, the Red Raiders, to get a win over Iowa State. Next game we got coming from Baylor at number 13 Kansas. Kansas favored by 7.5 in this one. Baylor, a much better offensive rebounding team, one of the best in the country. Kansas limited on bigs. Going to be a little bit of a problem for them. But ultimately, I do like Kansas to come out on top. Favored by 7.5. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to come down to the wire. Devon Dotson could struggle against the length of Baylor down low there when he gets into the paint. Has a tendency to make some poor decisions. So I do think it's going to be a good one, but I ultimately think the Jayhawks will come out on top. Next game we got come from NC State against Boston College. NC State struggling, but are still favored by 2.5 in this one. Lost 2 in a row now, including a bad loss at home to Georgia Tech, going up against Boston College, a team that is struggling as well. But I do like NC State. Their bigger guards going to be able to find a way to limit Boston College, Kai Bowman, Jordan Chapman. I think NC State will come out on top in that one as well. Next game we got coming from Purdue, going up against Northwestern. Purdue, if they can win this one, will at least get a share of the Big Ten regular season title, depending on what Michigan State does against Michigan. Going to be a great game, though, but I think Purdue ultimately gets to win. A much more efficient offensive team. Northwestern not very efficient at all, so I do like Purdue in that one. They are favored by 6.5. I think they're going to blow this one out against Northwestern, make it a 15, 20-point game. It's a bold prediction, but I think Purdue is going to pick it up and get a bounce-back win. Next game we got come from Georgetown at number 16 Marquette. Marquette struggling, have lost 3 in a row. A team that I said earlier on in the year is a team that you can't put a lot of hope in come March just because of the way they rely so heavily on Marcus Howard. But I do like them to get the win over Georgetown. The key is going to be defending Jesse Govan of Georgetown, though. He's their main guy. He's their everything. Can shoot the ball, so they're going to have to find someone to limit him. May have to double team him, force some other guys to get some shots up. You can't leave Mac McClung open either, or Akinjo for them. So going to be a tough matchup for Marquette. So I think it's going to be a close one there. Georgetown's going to give them a good run for their money. Next game we got coming from Louisville at number 2 Virginia. We saw these two teams match up just over a week ago. We saw Virginia get down early in the first half, ultimately come back to win by 12. They are favored by 12.5. I think they're going to limit Louisville's offense, an offense that has scored way below their season average the past few games. So I do like Virginia's defense to suffocate them. Virginia's offense has been clicking as well, shooting the ball extremely well. So I'm hit 18 threes in the last game. So I do like Virginia to win that one big as well. Next game we got UCF ranked number 25 going up against Temple. UCF playing big as of late, coming off wins at Houston and then beat Cincinnati at home, going up against Temple, a team that's on the bubble right now. These two teams are both looking for that 3-4 spot in the tournament. UCF 13-4 in the American, Temple 12-5. I think it's going to be a good game, but ultimately I like UCF to come out on top. Temple favored by 1. I like the way UCF is playing though. Taco Fall is intimidating. A lot of big-time names for other teams, and I like the way B.J. Taylor has been playing for them, so I do like UCF in that one. Next game we got coming from St. John's versus Xavier. St. John's, they are coming off 2 losses, lost 3 of their last 4 after picking up a couple big wins. They're going to need this one badly. Just played Xavier, lost at home by 11. I think it's going to be a different story though. Shamory Ponds comes to play in big-time games. They need this one badly. Xavier is favored by 2, but I do like St. John's to get the upset win on the road. Would be a big one for them as well, as they have lost 2 in a row, like I said. But next game we got coming from Michigan State, the one we've all been waiting for. Michigan ranked 7th, going up against Michigan State ranked 9th. Michigan State 3.5-point favorites, but are without Nick Ward. So it's going to be a tough test. I do think they're going to get the win again over Michigan, though. Michigan's offense seemed to really struggle against the Spartans in the last game, late down the stretch there. I think Michigan State's just got too much. They were able to handle that ball screen defense of the Wolverines extremely well. I don't see Michigan coming in there and getting a win, so I do like Michigan State with the way McQuaid can shoot the ball, the way Kenny Goins has been stepping up for them. So ultimately, I think Michigan State will come out on top in that one. Next game we got the best rivalry in college basketball. We got Duke going up against North Carolina. Going to be a good one. Zion Williamson will not be playing for Duke. So UNC is favored in this one. Absolutely routed Duke last time they played in Cameron Indoor, beat them by 16. Different story. I like Duke to actually get the upset win. Coach K, he's going to get that defense right for Duke, which has really been struggling. If they can figure out how to defend some of those ball screens and get back in transition, they're going to win that game on the road. Call me crazy for thinking Duke's going to win, but I do think that number 4 Duke's going to get a win over number 3 UNC. Final game coming from San Diego State, going on the road and playing Nevada. Nevada ranked 17th. We did see these two teams match up not too long ago. We saw San Diego State beat Nevada, but Nevada's ranked by 13.5 at home. They have done a good job of bouncing back against teams, getting wins when they need them. So I do like Nevada to cover that one, get a double-digit win. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe if you have not already. Let me know what games you're looking forward to on this Saturday. Let me know if you agree or disagree with some of my picks. I appreciate you guys watching these videos. Have a great day watching college basketball. It's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, let me know what games you're watching, what games you're looking forward to. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos.